In this video, we're going to look at applications of quadratic functions. So we have this question in this: if the selling price X of an item is related to the profit P by the equation P is equal to 1000x minus 25x squared, determine the value of X that would yield maximum profit and state the maximum profit. So we have this question here. How do we handle that question? So we've been told that uh, x relates to what, to p through the formula, that formula there. So now what we must do, because we're applying quadratic functions here, we must square this. So we see that we have negative 25 here, negative 25x squared. So meaning our a is less than 0. And thus it makes sense that they talk of maximum profit, because if a is less than 0, we understand that we are going to get a maximum turning point. So meaning at that point where we get the maximum, now we will relate that to the maximum profit. So this will go something like this. So we have p equal to 1000x minus 25x squared. So let's complete the square now. So how do we do that? We first factor out 25 there, and we'll get that x squared minus then 25 divided there, we'll get 40x. Then we complete that by saying 25 then x squared minus 40x, so we get then half of 40, which is 20, half of negative 40, which is negative 20. Then we square that, then subtract minus 20 squared, like that. Then we'll have that negative 25. So we have x here, x, then minus 20. So x minus 20, then this will be squared, then we have minus, then 40, negative 40 squared is just going to give us 400, like this. Then we can then multiply the 25, the negative 25, and we will have negative 25 there, x minus 20 squared, then that will be plus 10,000. So now here we have our turning point. So if we are to get our turning point, we'll have that, we'll have comma, we have 20 comma 10,000. So now at that highest point, so since our turning point is given by x comma y, and in the form negative b over 2a comma 4ac minus b squared over 4a, like that. And we see that after completing, so we have that this part here is what is our b over 2a. Now we need to multiply it by negative, like there. So we multiply the negative and we get positive 20. Then we get this part here is our, or this formula here that we have, and that is just 10,000. So this implies that at x equal to 20, the maximum profit is going to be 10,000. So that's how you apply quadratic functions in this question. Now let us look at another question. So we have this question here, and the question says a farmer wishes to enclose a rectangle lot of maximum area of a fence 400 meters long. Find the dimension of the rectangle and state the maximum area. So now to solve this question, suppose the length of the rectangle is x, that is in terms of length. Then suppose that the width is y, so y should be the width, and we can get the perimeter, which is just the total uh, distance around this rectangle, by saying, since we know that a rectangle is of this form, meaning I'll have, if I have x there, I have x there, and okay, so if I have, okay, so that should be my y because we're talking of width, and I have my x there and my x there. So I have two of these x's, so this will be just 2x, and two of these y's, that will be 2y's, and we add, since we're dealing with perimeter, because it's the distance around, the total distance around that shape. So we have 2x plus 2y being equal to, so they're telling us the total distance there is given, that the fence is 400 meters long, so that would be equal to 400 meters. So from here, what I can do is, so if I divide by 2 throughout, I'll just have x, then plus y being equal to 200. Then I can make y the subject to the formula and say y is going to be equal to 200 minus x, like that. Then we're told to find the dimension, or we're told to find, I mean, to state the what, the area of this, the maximum area. But we know that area is given by the formula a is equal to, so we multiply. So uh, it should be length by width. So in this case, if our length is x, we multiply, so we say it's length by width, by breadth or width. Then so our length is just x and our width is y. So this is how our formula is going to be given. Now we can replace this, so this implies that our area is going to be, where there's x, where there's y, I mean, we said y here to be equal to 200 minus x, so that will be 200 minus x, like that. And there you just get that you have 200x minus x squared. So from here we have a function in terms of x, of course, then we can complete the square on this function. So okay, so we have a negative, so here our our a is -1, our a is -1, so, and our a is less than 0, so we are sure we're going to have a maximum turning point. So now this is going to be equal to, we can factor out the negative, so we will have x squared, then minus 200x, like that. Then we have negative x squared, then we are going to half that, so half of negative 200 is negative 100, then we square, then minus negative 100, then we square this part. So from here what we get is, we will have negative there, then we have x, then minus 100, like that. So x minus 100, okay, so then squared, then minus this minus sign, then when we square 100 we just get 10,000, so we have, like that, we have 10,000 there. So this 10,000, we multiply the negative throughout there, so when we multiply the negative, we will have that, we have negative, okay, let me make more space, so erase this part here, so we have that that will be equal to negative x minus 100 squared, then that will be plus 10,000, like that. So this is how, what we get when we complete the square. But now what does this mean to us? What does this mean to us? So this then means, that our maximum area of this rectangle is going to be obtained. So as we know that this here is going to be our x, so our turning points, we have our turning points to be. So we just have to multiply that by a negative, and we will have positive 100 there. Then when we multiply, so this one we just get it the way it is, and we have 10,000 like that. So it means that for our rectangle at x equal to 100, at x equal to what, to 100, we will have the maximum area. At x equal to 100, we will have the maximum area. But then that also means that our length is just going to be 100 meters, and also our width is going to be 100. Our width is also going to be 100 meters. And when we multiply these, since we say the maximum area is gotten by ax, or by length by breadth, this is just going to be 100 by 100, and this gives us the maximum area which we found, which is 10,000 meters squared. So 10,000 meters squared. So this is how we apply quadratic functions to real life problems.